All right, I call the October 6th, 2020
15.
meeting for DuPage Complete Count Committee. Welcome all and good morning. Thank you all for joining us, whether in person or virtually. We are in the final stretch of Census 2020 and there is great news to report about DuPage County. We know from checking the census website that our county self-response rate has surpassed the 2010 census. As of Friday, DuPage's self-response rate has surpassed 2010 census. As of Friday, our self-response rate, people who responded either by mail, phone, or internet, was at 80.6%. This compares with the final self-response rate for DuPage in 2010 at 77.3%. We do not yet know the total numbers of contacts made by census workers. So when those counts are factored in, we believe it is likely we will surpass the 90% total response rate, which would be wonderful. So we are doing great. And I want to thank you to all our dedicated committee members who have been working hard to make this happen. We're doing an awesome job. As we close in on these final weeks of the census effort, I ask you all to keep up your great efforts and continue to encourage our DuPage residents to be counted. I'll remind you that our census videos and collateral materials are accessible through our DuPage Complete Count webpage available at dupageco.org. Just follow the link to our census page. Today, I have invited 3 distinguished guests who will share their unique strategies for increasing participation in the 2020 census. I've asked each guest to talk about the individual ways they approach the census. It is my hope that we can each take away something from their strategies that will make us even more successful in the days to come. Before I introduce our 3 distinguished members and have them present, I do want to take a consensus on the approval of the minutes from June 30th, 2020 meeting. Do we have a consensus? Any objections, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, seeing none, the minutes are approved. Thank you. So please help me welcome first, Naperville Mayor Steve Jericho. Thank you, Mayor, for being here today. We welcome you, and I would also like to introduce Naperville Complete Count Chairman Mark Rice and Naperville Library Board Trustee and Complete Count Committee Member Ashwa Hussein. So, Mayor Jericho, we will start with you. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. It is a pleasure and an honor for you to be here, and thank you for your hard work. And without further ado, Mayor Jericho, please take it.
Well, thank you. Well, first of all, thanks for having me here with to share this celebration with you guys. I mean, that's really a big deal that you were able to pretty handily overcome or take over the last census total. So congratulations on that. I know it's a lot of hard work. It required efforts of many to pull that off. But we all know, I mean, most people in this video or this meeting know the importance of this and why why it's going to benefit our county. And so I won't go into a lot of that, but I will talk a little bit about some of the lessons learned along the way. And I'll start by just saying thank you to Ashwa and Mark. They are sort of the co-chairs. Well, they are the co-chairs of the Naperville Complete Count Committee, and they got on it very quickly and were very eager to jump in there and do everything they could to really set a new record in Naperville as well, which was not just a county record, but U.S. record for cities over 140,000 people. So we're very proud of the results that they've had. I'll say that they were really a step ahead of a lot of the organizing committees that were out there. And every time I'd ask Mark to attend a meeting, he's like, yeah, we've already done that. We've already done that. We've already done that. So I knew that we were in pretty good shape right from the beginning. But when I attended his launch meeting, or their launch meeting, to assemble community partners to help us get the vote or get the census out. It was pretty impressive. I mean, every local organization, whether it be faith-based or social service organizations, food pantries, you name it. I think in total we have over 100 other member organizations that were assisting in this effort. And so, when you have a community all rowing in the same direction like that, you would expect good things to happen. And certainly in the case of the work that they've done, we're very proud of the results. And this year is going to be a very important year for Illinois, I think, for the country as we get this count in, because it's not just the financial, as you all know, it's our representation as well. And so it's very important that all of our votes count going forward for the next decade, and this will help to accomplish that. So again, congratulations to all of you guys. I think it's a job very well done. It makes a big difference. Those extra almost 3 percentage points in a turnout is. I was talking to Mark Rice about, when you're at this level above 80%, every 1/10% is really hard to get and grab that extra count. So it makes a big difference at this level to accomplish that. So congratulations, and thank you all for all your effort. And I just hope that board member Healy won't sing anymore, honestly.
I'd like to now welcome Naperville Complete Count Chairman Mark Rice and Naperville Library Board Trustee and Complete Count Committee member Ashwa Hussain up to the podium. Welcome, gentlemen. We are so excited to hear about your presentation, so please take it away. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mark Rice. I'm the chairman / liaison for Naperville's 2020 Census Complete Count Committee. And with me today is Ashwa Syed, the 2020 Census Media and Communications Czar. Thank you to DuPage County CCC Chair Sadia Covert for inviting us today. And as of today, the 2020 U.S. Census will end on October 31st, I think. But I can say this with certainty. For Naperville, the 2020 Census is over. I've been informed by the 2020 Census Oswego Area Census Office that non-response follow-up for both DuPage and Will County areas of Naperville are at 100%. So Naperville finishes the 2020 census with 84.1% self-response and 100% enumerated. And Naperville also finishes #1 in the country in self-response totals, as the mayor has just noticed, for cities over 140,000 residents. And I'd like to thank Ashwa Syed, my 2020 Census Naperville partner. Ashwa has worked tirelessly on the Census Committee, developing our media strategy and executing the strategy perfectly. Thank you, Ashwa. In the summer of 2019, Mayor Jericho asked me to meet with him to discuss being the liaison for a census committee. After the mayor explained what this would entail, the question I asked Mayor Jericho was, how much time do you think this committee will take? To which Mayor Jericho responded, oh, not too much. I forgot to ask the mayor to define not too much. Last June, I accepted the mayor's challenge and became the 2020 Census Liaison for Naperville's Complete Count Committee. In retrospect, being the chairman for the 2020 Census has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. Knowing that our work on the 2020 Census will affect our city, our counties, and our state for the next 10 years, both financially and in our representation in Washington and in Springfield. This is a huge challenge and responsibility for all of us. How did we do it? Where did we start? In September of last year, we held an organizing meeting that was attended by over 75 area residents representing over 55 local organizations. Over the next 12 months, our 2020 Census Naperville organization grew to include over 140 organizations representing local, county, state, and federal government, veterans groups, community and faith-based groups, all levels of education, service and advocacy groups, political organizations, ethnic communities, rental populations, and senior services organizations in the Naperville area. By the end of the 2020 census, our distribution list totaled over 300 individuals. Over the last 12 months, these organizations have promoted the 2020 census on their websites, Facebook pages, Twitter accounts, newsletters, flyers, and emails. They have conducted webinars and programs in support of the U.S. Census. Articles were written and interviews were conducted. And the results of these efforts, given these unprecedented, challenging times, attaining over 84% self-response is a tribute to the dedication and perseverance of the 2020 Census Committee partners. Some of the points that I would like to make concerning how we did this are, we got an early start back in September 2019 with our kickoff meeting. By the time COVID hit, we were already way ahead of most other communities. We did the basics and we did them well. We stayed focused. We kept it simple, provide leadership, but keeping an organization very decentralized. We didn't try to reinvent the wheel. We provided the tools and direction to our CCC partners that were provided to us by the U.S. Census Bureau. We cast our net as wide as we could to include as many constituencies as possible. We kept our partners informed as to how we were doing with regular email updates. We recognized their activities and accomplishments in our regular email updates. When we realized we were tracking #1 in self-response for communities over 140,000 residents, we made sure that we kept this top of mind for all of our partners. There's nothing like a little competition, and Naperville always likes being #1. We had some goals, although they wouldn't be realized until the census was completed. Finish #1 in self-response totals. Attain 150,000 total residents. Climb to #3 in the state in population. Improve our self-response totals over 2010, which was 80.2%, and attain 100% enumeration for the city of Naperville. We relied on some key organizations to use their access to the community to spread the word. Organizations such as the Islamic Center of Naperville, the Naperville Public Library, the City of Naperville Communications Department, Loaves and Fishes, Exilin Association, Metropolitan Asian Family Services, Indian Prairie School District 204, Naperville School District 203, the League of Women Voters, the Naperville Chamber of Commerce, Indian Community Outreach, U.S. Congressional Representatives Foster, Underwood, and Caston, Judd Kendall VFW Post, and many, many, many elected local officials. We made sure that we included key organizations in the media. We had a great relationship with NCTV 17, with the Naperville Sun and the Daily Herald, as well as Positively Naperville. Interviews and articles were done throughout the 2020 census efforts. And I believe that although not every organization reported their activities, that all organizations contributed what they could to our 2020 Census Naperville initiative and our success. We utilized technology, and this is where Ashwa came in. Ashwa developed a media strategy that I believe is second to none in the 2020 U.S. Census nationwide. And I'll let Ashwa take over from here and explain the use of media and technology in our 2020 Census Naperville effort. Ashwa?
Thank you so much, Mark. Good morning, friends. Thank you, Sadia Kowad, Chair, DuPage Complete Count Committee. My name is Ashwa Hussain Syed. I'm one of the Naperville Complete Count Committee member, working very closely under the leadership of Mayor Steve Jericho and Mark Rice. So we used to discuss about different ideas and see how best we can be one of the best in the country. And there, social media came in existence. As you all know that most of the people right now on social media. So we thought definitely we should take this as a lead and work on social media and take out the word out to all the communities of Naperville. So Facebook page, which is very critical, which was very important, which we created for the community and for the page is 2020 Census Naperville. And that has helped us a lot of followers we got it there. And then we were able to post a lot of very critical information on that Facebook page where people started sharing the same information with their community members. Apart from Facebook, yes, we have used a lot of media. Media again plays a very important role on any good topic or any topic I can say. So NCTV was one of the best who have taken us in a good lead. Then we had Naperville Sun and Daily Herald. Apart from this, we had South Asian Indian media who has helped us in publishing a lot of articles, a lot of news items on Census 2020 Naperville. And would like to thank all this media who has helped us to be the best, to be the #1 in the country today. Apart from this, we have interviewed or we have recorded a lot of videos of different elected officials, community leaders, community members, so that we can outreach to those people in different languages. Again, that has made a big difference to all of us. And I can just say, you know, community leaders or elected officers, Mayor Steve Jericho was the one whom we have interviewed or we have created a video. Then Congressman Shan Gaston, Fire Chief, Police Chief of Naperville, Lieutenant Governor, and Congresswomen, I can say community leaders, everybody were there on this thing. So we had a great response because of those videos. And apart from that, we have had panel discussion. Again, that was one of the best events which we could host. And we never expected that we may be, you know, outreaching to more than 6,000 people through our panel discussion, but we were able to reach to more than 6,000 people. And we invited Mayor Steve Jericho. He was there for all the 3 panel discussions. We had Underwood, we have Congressman Bill Foster, Congressman Sean Caston, and a lot of elected officials locally in the city, as well as we had the community members and organization for this. So this made us easy, this made us challenging, as well as, you know, we were able to outreach to each and every community because of all these channels. So now I request Mark to take over and share the thoughts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashfaq. As I said previously, Ashfaq developed a media strategy that I believe was second to none for the entire United States Census. And he is a very modest individual, but we could not have been as successful as we have been in 2020 Census Naperville Complete Count Committee without Ashfaq's assistance. In conclusion, the 2020 Census Naperville Complete Count Committee was formed in the summer of 2019 to assist the U.S. Census Department in ensuring that everyone counts, count everyone. In taking that 4-word statement to heart, we were successful and we reached our goals through planning our work and working our plan. We didn't overcomplicate the message or the process. We got an early start and we were well underway when COVID hit. We didn't miss a beat. We let our 2020 census partners participate and contribute in the best ways that they could. We recognized their activities and their achievements, and we kept everyone informed of our progress as the 2020 census progressed. We developed a social media strategy, and Ashwa Syed executed this flawlessly. We set attainable goals, some that we have successfully completed. The remainder, we'll wait until the official 2020 census results are made public. Now that the 2020 census is over for Naperville, all I can say is that we rose to the occasion. We're proud of our accomplishments and the job well done by everyone connected with the 2020 Census Naperville effort. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Excellent, excellent presentation and information. I want to open up the floor to any questions that our committee members have. Jim.
Thank you, Sadia. I loved what you said about early start. I remember when I first came to staff 2 years ago and said, we really need to form this committee and get moving. Oh, we got plenty of time. And you found out that's not the case, that you need all this time to put all these coalitions together and everything else. But the most important thing is to keep this data for 10 years from now. And it's why it's very important that when this is over, you do a summation of everything you did and then get it to the county so that it sits in the record, and then 10 years from now, we can go to that record, pull it out, and share what you did with other cities throughout the county and in the region and build on it from there. Because we had a 3% increase from 10 years ago. We kept a lot of the data from there. We shared that early on when the committee was called together, and that helps. 3 years, 10 years from now, let's hope we have another 3% increase so that we're now at over 80%, you know, on the initial thing across the county. So it's just, or 85% over the county. It's just building on itself, and that's what I hope you guys can accomplish in 10 years. And you know, you guys did a phenomenal job. Congratulations, Mayor Jericho, on the first city being at 100%, and to you, gentlemen, obviously, and the entire city council, and to the residents of Naperville. And I hope that we can just keep moving forward, because 10 years comes quickly. You know, 23 years later, I'm saying that. So believe me, it does come and go very quickly. And I hope that we're all around and we can do that. And Madam Secretary, you're going to have a great time coordinating all this and putting it all together in one giant pile and leaving it for the next person in 10 years. So that's all I want to say.
So I had a question actually about the videos of the community leaders and the panel discussions. Now, the videos of the community leaders, did you find that with more of a reach, or the panel discussions, or what were the numbers like? You know, what kind of social media outlets did you use? Because that is very fascinating and it's new and unique, and I think other people can learn from that. So.
Okay, thank you so much, Sadia. So we found panel discussions were more effective, and the outreach was very high compared to the videos which we created. But yes, videos has gone to different communities of respective community members, so that, you know, they see it, they follow it and all those things. But panel discussion was very impactful throughout Naperville and other cities also, because that spread to other cities and they started following up, started, you know, acting on those things. So that was very impactful. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other questions?
Another comment, just a comment. I think we saw the need for hitting the faith-based community. I mean, you know, the mosques did a great job, because there are a lot of people who don't speak English or speak it, you know, but don't read it as well. I'm Greek Orthodox, so I know that the Greek churches, I talked to a lot of the priests directly, and I advise them that a lot of the older members of the community, they may speak English very well or can understand it, but they're not writing and reading as well. So a lot of the priests directly worked with those older members of their parish to fill out their census form. On Sunday, the priest would call them in, hey, let's fill out your form and do that. And that's very important for bringing those numbers up every year, because in 10 years, you're gonna still have all those folks. 10 years ago, there was a need for it, and then 10 years later, there'll be a need for it. So that's a very important thing to remember for the future.
Are you guys archiving it all away and just putting it in a nice box for 10 years later?
Copy of it to the secretary.
Yeah, but please send it to us too.
Yes, all of our records, all of our presentations, our 300 strong distribution list, and all of the organizations will be compiled. And all of the emails that were sent out updating the Complete Count Committee will all be saved, and they will be sent over to DuPage County, Will County, and the city of Naperville.
Awesome. Thank you. Great job, guys. I'm impressed, and congratulations on such a high enumeration and response rate. It is definitely an accomplishment, and thank you so much for being here. With that being said, I just want to make a quick note that our secretary has done a visual roll and updates as people join the meeting. So that has been happening throughout the meeting. Just wanted to let everybody know that. So thank you, gentlemen. Are there any other questions from our committee members? Don't be shy. All right. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mark and Ashwa, thank you so much for being here. So moving on to public comment. Madam Secretary, do we have any public comments? Okay. All right, moving on to old business. Do we have any old business? Do we have any new business? Sure, go ahead, Member Rutledge.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Does this conclude the Complete Count Committee for the county, or will we have a follow-up meeting going forward, or what do you see coming?
So we are planning to have a follow-up meeting in celebration of our final count and go over and review everything that we have done. So we're going to have probably one final meeting in November, maybe in November. We'll see. We'll work out the dates. But we are going to have a review meeting to go over everything. So we have, a nice plan laid out for the next in another 10 years, and we see what worked, what didn't, and just kind of have a discussion about that.
Thanks, Sadia, and thank you to Jim for your push to get this moving.
Yes.
And believe me, we're now famous in southern Wisconsin and northwest Indiana, because nobody else did PSAs. The PSAs that we did and that Greg Hart did ended up being shown throughout all of Illinois, as well as southern Wisconsin and northwest Indiana. Because people were up in Wisconsin for their vacation, they were looking at the TV, their local TV, and there's Sadia and I talking about the census.
Finally famous after all
Jim
these
and I are
years.
TV
Joan would have
stars.
just let me do the funny one instead of the serious ones, we would have had nationwide recognition.
We're getting offers from Hollywood now, so I'm just kidding. Yes, thank you, Jim, for pushing this Complete Count Committee early.
Thank you for carrying it.
And it wasn't early, it was on time.
Yes.
So thank you for doing this, and thank you for your I can't say enough, your hard work for the last 22 years and 23 years.
Not that anybody's counting.
Definitely gonna miss you, but you'll be around. Right? You'll be around, yeah. All right, so no new business. All right, well, then we will adjourn the meeting for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.